Read his bio because it's so long. He's such an important brother. Um, One second. DJ is amazing. The end. Um, no, so he's from Southern Illinois. His journey to embodying healing, liberation, and joy has called him to Oakland, where he strives to manifest beloved community as a deputy director at Just Cities. He loves snowboarding, I can tell. Belly laughs and what is this? Fragipanies? That part. Please welcome Darrell.
I love you so. I'm gonna make a song called "I Love You So Much." I love you so much. 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 Me and my daughter taking over. Me and my daddy taking over. Me and my sister taking over. Me and my brother taking over. Me and my mama taking over. All of my sons we taking over. Me and my God taking over. And I'm so grateful cause I love you so much.
Very grateful to be here with you all tonight. This is actually the first performance or event where I can recall asking loved ones to show up and they actually do. I was just stopping to appreciate that. A few days ago, I was driving down the freeway, jamming a Lemon Pepper by Drake, just feeling those hypnotic vibes. And my mom called me. She's in Houston while my grandmother is in hospice care in the end stages of Lewy body dementia. She's telling me, grandma's not eating very much and she's got more sores on her body, and she can't remember this, can't do that. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, Grandma was racist as fuck, but all right. She's Filipino. My mom goes on, Dee, Grandma started to talk about some of her misgivings, and she's having a hard time letting go. She's having a hard time squaring up with herself before she passes. And so my mom starts going in and saying, Dee, I'm really sorry for all the times that I left you growing up. I left you alone more than I should have. I'm sorry. And as she said that, I could feel that wounded inner child in me who was still trapped away, crying in that closet, asking my mom, am I not good enough for you to be here with me? What do I have to do so that you don't leave me, so that you don't abandon me? Do I have to be better at school for you to love me? Do I have to be a better boy for you to be here for me? What do I have to do so you don't leave me? I feel that inner child welling up, and my mom says again, I'm sorry, I did the best I could, but I know I've caused you immense pain. And in myself, I could say, do you know that I don't feel the emotions of missing people because of how much you've abandoned me? Do you know that I can't recall feeling physical affection from you, my own mother, in my whole life? Do you know that I don't feel gratitude towards you? Do you know that? says, D, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Inside, I say, do you know, I spent most of my life trying to achieve and earn your love. That you being there was just the next award away, the next accomplishment away, the next record away, the next whatever it was, that if I had that next thing, maybe you would stay. She says, D, I'm sorry. I get it, Mom. I get it. We hang up the phone and I just reflect on the journey a bit. I remind myself that although I spent all those years trying to achieve this external life on the outside to earn love, that in so doing on the inside, it just left me empty. And then in that moment, I had a choice. I could continue to be bitter and continue to be empty, or I could make the same choice I made 2 years ago when I stepped away from the entire life I built, my career, my partner, my beloved community, mentorship, everything, and did what I wanted to for the first time, started loving myself for the first time. And so I turned Lemon Pepper up and started jamming out the Drizzy. And then lo and behold, my mom calls me back. I pick up the phone, and it's my grandma. And my grandma's like, hey, D. Oh, she got that old Filipino. Hey, D, are you listening to me? Hey, D. Yeah, I'm here, Grandma. She's like, D, I want to let you know that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the pain that I caused you. And in my head, I could think, really? You know what it's like when you meet your grandma and she's like, oh, your nose isn't as big as the rest of them. You sorry for that? Are you sorry for calling my mom a nigger lover and kicking her out the house? Leaving us to fend for ourselves? Are you sorry for that? Really? And then I remember her own upbringing and how colonization and the World War II brought so much trauma in her life. And I remember that trauma passes down families until someone's courageous enough to feel it and heal it. I said, all right, Grandma, I forgive you. You can go. And so we turn that off, turn up the Lemon Pepper, start jamming again, feeling myself. I just start feeling the stories that my mom told me about my grandma being abandoned as a child. And then the stories my mom told me about her being abandoned as a child. And my own stories about me being abandoned as a child. And how that shows up in my relationship when my inner child constantly feels abandoned. And how if I don't square up with that and start showing up for myself and being present with myself, then I might abandon the next generation, and they might abandon the next and abandon the next. Whenever my partner goes away on a trip, I can't last 3 days without feeling the itch and being abandoned. I gotta do something. Let me text somebody. Oh, hold me. Mama, no. So I lemon pepper danced myself on down to see my friend Neha. Reminding myself of all the times in the past that I chose to love me and be present for me, whether or not my mom was or any other woman stand-in for my mom was. Bossed myself up for trying to break these intergenerational curses. Brother, I can't see that time, what we got. I can't see it. I got an eye condition. Thank you. I honestly just started reflecting on the journey of spending all this time trying to earn someone's approval who couldn't give it, trying to earn my mom's present when it wasn't there to be had. And in so doing, completely abandoning my own inner child, my own sense of self, my own true desires and wants. And how in the process of stepping away from that and day by day slowly choosing more of what I want and to show up for me and show up for my own authentic life, that not only am I paving the way for more happiness and more wholeness in my own life, but maybe I'm even offering my mom and my grandma some healing. Maybe I'm even offering some of the next generation some healing. So I'm dancing to the Lemon Pepper and just enjoying myself. Pulled into the parking lot. Saw my friends from a lifetime ago. Got some beautiful hugs and thought that was a wrap. The next day, I'm engaging with my partner. And I'm looking out the window, just reflecting on the most recent trip where she went away and I had a panic attack. I realized I wasn't just being a needy nigga, you know, being like, oh, where you at, girl? Where you at? Where you going? When you coming back? Huh? But that in my courage to feel the pain of abandonment that had been passed down through generations, that I was channeling that primordial abandonment that my grandma and my mom didn't have the courage to feel. I was channeling that. I was feeling the pain of abandonment for all of our inner children in that moment of panic. And in feeling it, I was healing it. And so I put Lemon Pepper on and was looking at the window and I just started crying. Crying my tears, crying my grandma's tears, crying my mom's tears, tears that they couldn't cry at that time. I need a Lemon Pepper intro out. Can you Lemon Pepper me on out?
Godfather with a garden full of snakes. Car Porsche time to give away a race. Bricks ball time to turn them into base. Big boy, I mean,
Well, that's the end of the show. I mean, shit. First of all, let's give Darrell another round. Does anybody have any thoughts, questions? Anyone want to share anything with Darrell? Can we pass him the mic so we can hear this?
Hey, thank you, man. My name is Tone. I was invited here on behalf of Black Man Speaks, and I like that story, man. I like how you kept me. I like how you said Lemon Pepper, man. Your whole story was like you were sprinkling me with pain. You were sprinkling me with trauma. And then I didn't see it coming, but really quick, like, you know, them old school Mike Tyson uppercut punches, you hit me with triumph and victory and transmutation and transformation. Thank you.
Ashe. Much appreciate. Much appreciate.
Hi, my name is Veronica, and I just want to say, where I been? Because this is wellness. This is wellness, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. I have enjoyed the stories, and I can resonate with you, my brother, you know, the story of abandonment. And it's something that just not easy to go away, and it does be with us, and it affects us all. So I agree with you, you know, and I just want everybody out here to know that I love you all, you know, and let's continue this. This is wellness. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, anybody else? Anybody? You got one? Okay. You popular, brother. I don't think it's gonna reach that far. If you would come grab it for me.
All right. Yeah, my name is Robert, but it's a trip when you say things, so much identification lies in it. When I came today, I wasn't expecting to hear part of my life, my story. So for me to be here with my boys and stuff, it's a game changer because a lot of stuff is generational. We don't do it intentionally. It's in us unconsciously. So we do things out of a unknown habit. And once we recognize it, then we don't have an excuse. So now we held accountable, not only to ourselves, but we are back to our communities because they already look at us and we're already singled out. We've already not going to make it. But being in a group like this, hopefully this may make a mass appeal through media. And it may not bring change immediately, but it brought change today. So I thank y'all for coming up here and sharing y'all stories. Because some would talk, but some would be scared to listen.
Man, y'all got so much game. That's why I come out here, man. Oh, come on, man. Y'all got to keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
All right, DJ. I ain't gonna let you off that easy, right? You talked about your grandmother a lot, and then you said, I think you said, "I forgive you," or something like that. And I I just want to know, was it real forgiveness? Did you let that go? Or was it something you said just to get away from the moment?
No cap. That was at least 40% you can just go. What am I gonna be, that grandson to be like, nah, you better not die. I don't forgive you. You can't die. Remember that time you called my mama that bad name? So it was like a good 40%, like, you trying to dip, I got it. You ain't gotta go, but you gotta. So it's 40% that. But then on the real, it was 60%. A lot of the journey, I'd been on a 2-year nomadic healing journey. When I dipped Oakland in 2018 to reconnect with my paternal family, that's another story. But a big part of that was actually looking at the conditions of my grandma's life and seeing her as a human, not just a person who hurt me, and seeing how her father died in a prisoner of war camp during World War II. So she didn't grow up without a daddy. And then all of the other conditions of impoverishment, of colonized Philippines, all these other conditions structurally that led to tremendous amount of oppression for those people that then manifests as individualized trauma. I was like, yo, like, you just suffering. You just suffering, and to hear the things you did to your daughter and how you showed up, damn, you really must be toe up inside. So a lot of that came from just like feeling a lot of sorrow for how much she grew up with, and I was like, yeah, you couldn't go to, you didn't know what therapy was, you know, you couldn't go away and do this Spirit Rock meditation retreat like me and my homies. Like, you ain't got that. You ain't doing yoga every week. You ain't got these healing practices. You all right. So
I want to say thank you so much for that, and to all the speakers. The phrase that comes to mind as I was listening to you just now is compassionate empathy, right? That's basically where we can understand where a person's coming from. Huh? I was told to stand up, sorry. So, do I have to repeat it?
Introduce yourself.
Oh. No.
Okay.
See, that's why I never speak. Hi, I'm Dr. Walters. That's all he wants me to say.
No, she's my therapist.
Right. I can't say that, though. That's confidentiality. So he can, but I can't. So, and anyway, I wanted to just thank all the speakers. I thought, everyone was very powerful. The theme I hear was a lot of trauma, but more importantly, what the gentleman said back here was triumph, right? And so I hear a lot of compassion for self, a lot of understanding that, we don't always choose our path, but it's up to us to define, Marshall, to define what that might look like, you know? And so intergenerational trauma, abandonment issues, those are always going to be here. We're always going to have life challenges. It doesn't matter what walk of life we came from, whether we're driving an Uber or running a corporate executive office, right? But we're going to have challenges. And so I really appreciate everything you said in terms of, you know, yes, now I got my new phrase, lemon pepper. But, you know, more importantly, having compassion for self, right? And with that comes compassionate behavior. And thank you for that, the compassionate feelings. So, you know, our thoughts drive our feelings, but if we don't have compassion for ourselves, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what anyone does or say. We have to remind ourselves that we are, you know, the final arbiter of our lives. So, you know, but understanding, I thought that was really great that you're able to say, I forgive, you know, understanding that I know where she's coming from and that she made the best choices she could. Right? And that's something we all have to remind ourselves, is that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for ourselves, right? So when we forgive, we're basically saying, I'm releasing this monkey off my back. I'm done renting space in my head. As a matter of fact, I'm serving your eviction papers right now. Goodbye. Your lease is up, right? And so I applaud all of you for sharing your truth, and I'm going to be quiet now. So,
You know, DJ, we got some more time if you want to talk about that other side.
We got to get to the rest of
No,
the
I'm
show.
just joking.
I'm C Savage. I'm no stranger to the stage, and to me, for you, I consider this my community, and I know what it's like to be up there, but I was at the start of Corona, so it was behind the camera. So I just want to say for all the guests that went up there, it takes a tremendous amount of courage. And as black men, one black man to another, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys for going up there, sharing your truths. I mean, we're at a public park in Oakland, so anybody's ears can hear your story. So I just love and I appreciate you guys. Everybody shared something that resonates with me, whether directly or indirectly, and I think we can all just take a piece of that, and it's wonderful to be outside. And as another sister said earlier, let's continue to build this. I'm so happy to see how many people that we have out here. So I just appreciate this space. And last little tidbit, I am the resident chef. There's some vegan food in the back. We've got some Korean. It is first come, first serve what's available. I like to provide food for our community, plant-based eating by the Teas and Vegan. And much love to y'all.
Oh, you got one more thing? All right, cool. We're going to keep it moving. Darrell, you off the hot seat, man. You're going to have to finish out the show with you, brother. I appreciate you, man. So, as I once momentarily said momentarily ago, I tend to shed a little bit of tears. But that man just put it in perspective as to why. Because every opportunity that I have to connect with brothers like yourselves, people like yourselves, I get an opportunity to see another reflection of my own self. And I get to hear the stories and I get to feel the emotions and the expressions that I haven't necessarily recognized in myself, but I can relate to. And a father figure of mine tells me that when a chord is struck, a nerve is struck, and you go into a place of undesired, uncontrolled emotionality, whether that be anger, rage, sadness, fear, those things are the taboos that you need to lean into. Those are the things that you need to excavate a little bit more, to explore, to understand why it is that it brings you to that place, so that you can graduate from that place. And every opportunity, every story that I hear, it helps me get a little bit further in my journey. So thank you. Let's give another round of applause to all the speakers. All right, so it's 6:45. We're actually not doing bad on time. I'm going to let the DJ have some fun. We're going to spin it up for a few minutes, let people mingle. We've got some water. We've got members here from the Black Men Speak organization who are all amazing, amazing individuals who have their own stories to tell. So please get up. meet some folks, mingle for a few minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have all three of our speakers here for you guys to you folks, ladies and gentlemen, to interact with. So thank you.